There it is. Easy. Nice. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Yeah, man. I'm so glad you could be a part of this, and I'm so excited for the release of your album.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it, man. Really, really cool.
I want you to give people a little bit of scope for like those who don't know the West Coast Get Down, like what it's been like since you guys released the Epic in 2015. Like, what has that ride been like? Because it's been crazy. I mentioned you guys scoring the Michelle Obama documentary, but there's been like a million different things. You guys sharing the stage with all sorts of Herbie Hancock, and just give me rather than me talk. You give it to me.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, the first, I mean, really the first guy from the West Coast Get Down to put out his stuff with Stephen Bruner, Thundercat. You know, he really came with an amazing record, and then and then after that was Kamasi with the Epic. You know, and we had sat down as like a group and talked about uh, doing it as like a conglomerate where everybody puts their record out all at once, just kind of bombarding the marketplace with all of our records, you know. So the Miles Mosley came out with his, and then I came out with mine. Brandon, Ronald, you know, came out with Triumph. So
Is it
yeah, you know,
is it true that you guys kind of recorded all that material like over a course of a couple weeks in the studio, and then just had 16 albums between you? I thought I read that somewhere. Is that untrue?
we did. We took a month actually, and Miles kind of helped us out with that because he's really organized. So basically, for a month, we went to King Size Lab Studios in Eagle Rock, and every day or every 3 hours, every day for like a month, we would rotate people's tunes, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we got so much material recorded like that. I mean, I still have material that hasn't really been released yet from those sessions.
Crazy.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. What is it that draws you to these guys, or what are the forces that you think draws these guys together, you guys together?
I mean, basically, uh, when I was in 10th grade, Kamasi came to me. He was like, "Hey, man, you should come to this multi-school jazz band that we do all the time at Locke High School. I'll introduce you to Reggie Andrews. He's coming tonight." And he would pick us up with this burgundy van, and then he would drive us to Watts, where we would go to Locke. And you know, I just walked in, and that's where everybody was. They were all in the
Right.
band room. I mean, and we're talking about everybody: Terrace Martin, you know,
Yeah.
Ryan Porter, Ronald Bruner, Stephen Bruner, Robert Miller, like all the guys that I've from the West Coast Get Down, Brandon, Ryan, you know,
Yeah.
and Miles. And so from that band, I was hanging out so much with Ronald and Steven and Kamasi that we formed like our little quartet called the Young Jazz Giants,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
So and so from there, you know, our all of our dads helped us out. So like my dad was involved, and Ronald's dad was involved, and Kamasi's dad was involved, and
Yeah. Yeah.
they all helped us get like these little gigs. And one of our first gigs was at the Hollywood Bowl in like the foyer area before you get to your seat. You know,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
tiny foyer before right where you go to the bathrooms. Actually,
Yeah.
you
I've
know,
done those gigs. Cameron was kind enough to record three pieces exclusively for Station 234 on acoustic piano, him doing solo the record. But the record is filled with monster musicians and is heavy. Like, if you haven't heard any of the singles yet. So we're going to do one single. We're going to play it, and then I'll get you to talk a bit about it afterward. That was gorgeous, man.
Thank you.
Well, tell us about the number 7, because I know that's the title of your record, and it's a number that holds a lot of like spiritual weight across a bunch of different religious traditions.
You could consider it to be almost a perfect set of organized. How can you say the perfect organization in the universe? 7 days. Seven angels, 7 sons of creation, seven tones in a scale, 7 days of the week, 7, it has to do kind of with the breakdown of the Trinity.
All right, well, let me bring you back to the music for just this last question for you. I'm kind of curious about why you usually stick to the acoustic piano when you sort of grew up on metal, and you even describe your music as thrash jazz.
When I was about 18, 19, I came back to rock and metal. Somebody showed me like a Machine Head recording on the bus going to school. And I was like, oh man, I remember this. This is great. The power, the energy is. From there, I just stuck with it. I started getting into Pantera. Pantera from Texas, man. Dimebag Darrell. Cool. And then from there, I was a big Slipknot fan. Like I got into so much Slipknot. I just love the energy. I love the mask. I love everything. They're from Iowa, man. From the sticks is killing. That's and cool, and then somebody then at that point showed me Meshuggah. They were like, hey man, if you like Slipknot, you should check out Meshuggah. They're from Sweden. And Meshuggah changed my life, man. Like that R.I.P. Dimebag for sure. But Meshuggah changed my life. Because they took it to another level. At that point, now we're talking about different. It really resonated with me because I come from a world of time signatures, chord changes.
Right.
We're talking about George Duke. We're talking about Alan Holdsworth. We're talking about Ma Vishnu and Return to Forever. Yeah. So when I heard Meshuggah, it's like a death metal version of that stuff, right? Frank Zappa, Peaches and Regalia and the Hot Rats record and stuff like that. So
that's cool. That's cool that you can hear a band that sort of ties in your childhood loves to kind of what you're doing now, and it kind of brings it together full circle for you. I love that.
Yeah. And so I wanted, with this record, it's so easy for me to write metal. Yeah. It just comes out of me. So I wanted to figure out, but guitar is not my first instrument. Piano is. That's my. So I wanted to figure out how I could get piano to write what I write in metal with piano. And so that's kind of what this record is. It's like me writing metal with piano. Yeah.
I encourage you guys all to go get his record. I think Mack Avenue is putting all the links up, but Elliot, you want to play that? want to say thank you so much, Cameron, for coming on. And everybody
Thank
give a
you.
big hand to Cameron. And thanks for taking the time to chat and giving us those amazing performances, man.
Man, thanks, David. Thanks for having me on, man. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Well, you know how much I admire you. I've told you a number of times now, but I do, man. I'm following you. I'm following all you guys. So
That's great.
Thanks for making the time. We really appreciate it. And I know everybody else does here too.
Yes, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, good to be here. Good to see you.
Okay, brother. Talk to
Go
you
buy
soon.
his album.
Yeah, go buy the album.
Go buy the album.